YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger episode 35. So if you remember last episode before the little hiatus cliffhanger, the four Kikanoids found out that Kaito's dad is Zenkaiger, one of the worst kept secrets in Toku history, and this episode deals with the aftermath of that pretty much right away. Kaito is talking to the two Kaiser family, and he's trying to figure out why the Kikanoids have all been acting so weird around him. Meanwhile, the Kikanoids are having lunch. Can they even eat? I can remember, are they eating in previous episodes? I think they are. Yeah, they eat, right? I was just thinking they're robots. They can't eat. Why am I thinking about this all of a sudden? Anyway, they're having lunch. I don't even think there was food there. I don't know why I went on that tangent. But they're trying to figure out when and where to tell him. I don't know about where, but like, oh, where should we tell him? At Target. I don't know. I'm weird in this one already. Anyway, they're trying to figure out how to tell Kaito about this. And when that happens, the Monster of the Week stuff goes down. And this is where we get the core premise of this episode, because it kind of blends the drama of this main plot with a funny filler plot, which actually I thought worked really well, because it really blended kind of the one-off funny premise of this with the dramatic tension of them needing to tell this secret. Because the monster's ability is that he makes them only say the word diamond, like a Pokemon. Kind of like their Diamond, Chew, Pikachu, that type of thing. So that's like what the ability is. So he uses that on the four of them when they fight him, and Zenkaiger joins the fight, and Kaito joins the fight, and you can immediately see the core conflict is that they're trying to stop Kaito from harming Zenkaiger because they can't tell him that he's his dad, because all they can say is diamond, and that creates the core conflict of the episode. And it makes for both funny and dramatic moments, which I think really works. Like, this is a funny moment immediately after when they're trying to figure out a way to communicate, and they're like, oh, we can just write, but they can only write diamond as well. So they have funny moments with that, but then there's also dramatic moments, like later, when they're really trying to get through to him, and they're just saying diamond over and over again, which is silly on paper, but it comes across as a decently emotional moment. So they really use that for both tones, which I thought worked really well. You also have this little subplot about Stacy wanting to work with Zenkaiger, kind of going into some of the stuff he's been observing the last few episodes. Honestly, like, I know they've been kind of going towards Stacy observing Zenkaiger a little bit and becoming curious about him, but part of me thought he was going to betray him sometime at the end. I kept waiting for him to betray him, and he didn't. He was genuinely trying to work with him, and like there was a funny part where Zenkaiger accidentally hit him with the boomerang. So that was kind of going on within the episode as well. They end up fighting Stacy. Stacy ends up fighting himself. I guess that's what he's been doing the whole show. Fighting Kaito, because Kaito goes to find them because after everything he's like outraged at what Zenkaiger and the monster have done. He's like, how can they use such underhanded techniques? They're villains, dumbass. I don't know why these Toku heroes are always upset over how underhanded the methods of villains are. It's in the name, villains. But he ends up fighting Stacy and Zenkaiger, and then later we split the fight. Kaito is fighting Zenkaiger and Stacy, and then Kaiser is fighting the Monster of the Week. And like, you know, they do that all the time, but that becomes important, which is actually really great, because I love the way the sequence of events of the final battle went down, because the other four show up on the scene, and they're really trying to convince Kaito not to attack Zenkaiger because they know he's his dad. And like I said, it plays for actually kind of an emotional moment where they're like, Diamond! And he's like, I get it, you guys. You're saying you want me to kill his face! And it was just really funny, and I liked that. It was a good scene because it took this funny thing and made it kind of dramatic and unexpected, because I feel like in a lot of other series he would be like, I get it. Your true heart's purpose came through, but I like that he truly didn't understand and was just going to kill his face. Like, that was nice and unexpected. But it winds up actually coming to a head when Zenkaiger is about to strike down Juran and try to become more powerful than he could possibly imagine. And Kaito saves him by blasting him. And that happens to coincide with when Kaiser destroys the Monster of the Week. So the other Rangers get their speech back right when he strikes his dad. And I thought that was a really great moment of timing. It's like, I am your... and then he gets blown away. But he doesn't end up getting hurt, obviously. He just ends up losing his battery, and his face is revealed to Kaito as well. And then this time, though, he's not just frozen. He actually starts to come to, and he gains some consciousness of himself. So you can see that, I guess, the suit battery is tied to whatever mind control. But obviously his personality shines through. But like, his actual dad comes through, and he clearly doesn't know where he was, so he doesn't have as much memory of what he's doing as Zenkaiger. And he recognizes the Zenkaiger suit he created right away. Thanks, Kripke. Thinks it's Kaito, which he's right about, and they just kind of have this nice little dramatic moment. But then he gets taken out of there, and of course Kaito's like, no! But then we have to have our final Megazord battle as well, and they decide to defeat the Megazord battle this week with the power of incredibly terrible CGI yet again. Although there was a nice little, like, you know, Easter egg attack moment like they usually do, and they used patrol power, and they used the sort of, like, ladder rail punching from the Lightspeed Rescue Megazord, which was a pretty neat little moment. And then, you know, at the end, you just have Kaito forgiving everybody and being like, of course, now we just have to add saving Dad to the mission because we have to keep the status quo. And I wouldn't say that was necessarily the only thing that annoyed me. That makes it sound like there was multiple things that annoyed me, but that does bother me a little bit. Not that I was wanting Kaito to be mad at everybody for the whole series, but I do have a problem sometimes with the way Zenkaiger, whenever there's a big plot development, they always have that end scene, like at the end of The Simpsons or Family Guy, where they just have to reset everything. Like, oh, of course, we got to reset everything back to normal because we have to just be the same all the time. And I feel like Kaito's going to be one of those characters that by the end of the series, he's just been the same the whole time, and I don't really see a change in him. And it bothers me that we always have to have that scene resetting to the status quo so we can do dumb filler next week. I wish there was a little bit more time for change there, but that was really only kind of a small nitpick. Something else I wanted to call attention to, which was kind of a fun little beat, was when Kaiser was fighting the Monster of the Week. He used Duo of the World power. And it was really funny because when he did it, I was thinking, oh, cool, he's got the power of fishing and not getting invited to pancake parties. And then, like, right before the mecha battle, when Flint shows up, she's like, what's wrong with you? And he was, like, really depressed and doing that Duo of the World thing of being depressed and sulking. And I thought that was a nice little touch. Like, I appreciate little details like that. Like, honestly, little details like that and stuff like the Jetman episode that are kind of references that are more, not deep cuts isn't the right word, but that are more references to stuff that happened in the show, I think are cooler anniversary nods than just, oh my god, they summoned the Geki Red suit, look, it's a suit standing there! Like, who cares? I like moments like that. It's a nice little Easter egg for those that watched the show and know what that means. Like, Zyuohger's not my favorite thing, but I thought that was much more of a neat little fan thing. Even stuff like the unique Lightspeed Rescue punching attack. I kind of prefer those more, but this was a very solid episode. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a strong reveal for it. I really liked the way they went about revealing it to Kaito. Like I said, it was this kind of expertly mixed narrative of kind of a fun, dumb filler Monster of the Week plot with the main plot, and it made for a really strong episode. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can notifications for my videos. It's Awesome Writer, signing out.